Welcome to the final edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program for the 2019 season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by new linebackers coach Jay Peterson. Jay, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Obviously, you came on board, right around spring ball time,
Yes, sir.
but yet when you came here, you had two guys that are starting their fifth year, in Leon Eggleston and Ryan Smith, guys that have played a lot of football for Wayne State. That had to be encouraging to know that you have those type of guys in the locker room.
Oh, yeah, again, and it starts with just the type of people that they are. They're great young men, and, man, they're a pleasure to coach. I walked into the room, they didn't know me from Adam, and, they were, just men, just being men about their jobs and being professional, just being great people. I was so impressed with them, just as people first.
Yeah, they're great kids, both academically, community service-wise.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, one of the issues with Wayne State linebackers this year is replacing Anthony Pittman, who's doing pretty good things with
Yes,
the
he is.
Detroit Lions right now. So, last year, besides Leon and Ryan, there's a few other guys that saw some playing time. You had Brandon Tuck-Hayden, Spencer Stevenson, and Quentin Taylor. Obviously, it's nice having five guys that have seen some action in your meeting room.
Yes, it's a veteran room, and again, it's great to come in and have guys in there that have played the game, as opposed to you walk in and there's no veteran leadership. There's not the first time that they get out there, they won't be starstruck. Won't be deer in the headlights. So I'm very, very pleased with that.
Obviously, hopefully those five upperclassmen will lead some young guys. You had four guys that redshirted last year. What do you expect from them this year?
Again, just coming in when I did, late in the spring, I'm still getting a feel for a lot of my guys. Those younger guys that were redshirted last year, getting a feel for them. Again, I came in late in the spring, and, really they were already into the swing of things. So I just kind of, fit in where I could, and, we're going to start all over. Basically, fall camp, we're starting over. A lot of those veteran football players, that group of five that you had mentioned earlier, don't know where they're going to fit, but I know they need to get on the field, and we'll just find out what the best position is for them in our scheme.
You have two young men that you recruited, Evan Payne and Stephen Chapman. Obviously, in a perfect world, you'd be able to redshirt them and let the other nine guys take care of business this year.
Yes.
When the coaches, were telling you about these guys that they had signed before you got here, what did they say about those two guys?
Oh yeah, said that great kids, and they'll be an asset to our program. Down the road. They're developmental guys. As most freshmen are. So I got a chance to see their video, their high school video. Good football players. They did a good job recruiting them. Again, I was not part of the recruiting process, but very pleased with those guys coming in. I look forward to getting to know them and see what their work ethic is, or what their athletic ability is. And again, it's one thing to see it on tape, but to get out there and get in person in a college football setting with when we're watching every little step that they take, everything is filmed, and they're competing with older, veteran, bigger guys. So maybe they're a little bit a step behind. They're not quite strong enough yet, big enough yet. But if they show something, then we'll see where they fit.
Well, hopefully a year from now we'll be talking about them like we were talking about Julius Wilkerson, Nico Mosley, Cam Rogers, and Blake Grice-Brunson, the four guys at redshirt. Obviously, their goal is to maybe be on the bus week 2, or whether it's through linebackers or special teams. So I assume those guys are probably trying to find their niche a little bit.
Oh yeah, that is the goal. The goal for them, any of them, is to get on the bus first, find a way to contribute. And rather that be special teams first, and then get to that next level. In fact, I just did an internship with the Baltimore Ravens. And, that's what the coaching staff was stressing about. Hey, now, you need to make the team first. Make the team, and then we'll worry about those other things. And how do you make the team? Being in that linebacker room where it's, ultra competitive, and they're playing for money. They're trying to feed their family. So there's not a whole lot of nonsense going on. So, and the coaches are stressing to them that, hey, now, you need to make the bus first. Get on the team before you start talking about anything else. So
sounds great.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Jay. Thanks again for watching all these previews of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program.